know you're somewhere, somewhere.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's been such a long time since I've done a video. Like it's been too long. I was just taking like a really long break, which I really needed. I feel like so many things in my life were changing and I needed to kind of be there for them. Like be there for like all the change and be there for like all the new. And I know probably for you guys it's the same. Like a lot of change has happened since, you know, the beginning of the summer till now to September, and I hope you guys have all been okay. Just remember that like everything that's changing, it's happening for you, not against you. And if you go into it with like a mindset of like, this is happening for me, not against me, then it's not going to change what's going on, but it's going to maybe change your perception on things, and that I think could have a really big impact on like the outcome, right? So just always go into it like a positive mindset, like this change is happening for me, not against me. So I just wanted to do a quick pick a card. For me right now, I think a lot with what's going on with me has helped me to like stop thinking and like overthinking, especially when it comes to reads. I think like this is my first read in like a couple of months. I haven't even been reading for myself, not really for anyone, to be honest. So it's like a fresh slate of reading, and I just kind of want to go with the flow and see what the hell like happens here, you know. So we're just gonna do a quick pick a card, 3 piles. So we have pile 1, we have pile 2, we have pile 3. And honestly, we're just gonna see what comes out. I don't even know what the vibe is. I just pulled from, you know, even the decks that I pulled from were kind of random. I didn't like think too much about it. Just kind of picked what I wanted. So let's just see what happens. So yeah, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in your reads. So let's go ahead and look at pile number 1, your spread. You know what, let's keep this one at the end, this Divine Feminine. So right away, pile number 1, I'm getting that I feel like the change that's been like what the shift that's happening, the change that's happening is this darkness coming into light, like going from a dark place, coming from a really dark place, coming from a time of challenge, coming from a time, I'm getting a lot of like root chakra. Especially with blame here, like I'm just getting root, like heavy like feelings of like, I don't know why I'm hearing the word like inadequacy, like it's not even a confidence thing, it's like a security thing, like a feeling of maybe like guilt and like shame, and like I'm just getting this heavy darkness with pile number 1. And it seems pile number 1 that, like, I'm gonna get into more of like the people that this could have been surrounding, because I don't feel like it's just, you know, like I feel like there could have been someone specifically attached to this darkness, like a significant other or a parent figure, or just like this feeling within you of inadequacy, like this feeling within you of like not knowing how to talk to yourself, not knowing how to be there for yourself. You see what I'm saying? This feeling of like, why do I put so much pressure on myself? Why do I blame myself so much? So it can go in like so many ways. It can go in like a way where it's connected to a person, this blame, this guilt, the shame, or it could go into the way that you're feeling about yourself. And I feel like that darkness is dissipating. Like we're getting out of that time period, or at least you are. And I feel like, I think for a lot of you guys, it's been hard to find the light. It's been hard to find, like with the lantern coming up, number 44, it's been hard. Like it's not, this could have been years like of you in the dark. If you like trying to figure out like how to take yourself, I'm just picturing someone in a hole, like very deeply dug like down into a hole, not knowing like how to like get yourself out, do you know what I mean, of this darkness. And it's like, it didn't really matter back then. I feel like a lot of you guys, I kind of feel like this like mole, I'm getting like a picture of a mole, like I think a lot of you guys have like grown accustomed to the darkness, like, you know, like a mole. I think, I don't know why I'm getting the word mole, but I think like moles are really good at like navigating through the darkness, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of you guys have been like used to navigating through the darkness. You're used to that, like you're used to that lifestyle. Like you've gotten used to the darkness, and the darkness can be anything to you guys. It could just be like being alone, loneliness. It could be feeling, again, these really negative vibes, or it could just be, you know, whatever that darkness was for you. For some of you, it could be addiction. It could be whatever it is, like for any of you. It could be a connection that was like really toxic. But whatever it was, right, or is, I mean, I think it was. It doesn't exist anymore, and I think that's the thing. Like a lot of you guys are still returning back to that period. You're returning back because it's like all you know. So that's why I'm trying to say, like, a lot of you guys got used to the darkness. You got used to like being in that environment. So now being outside of that environment and being in the light and being in like this positive mindset and trying to kind of gear your life in a different direction, and you're steering your like life in a totally different way, in a totally different direction. I think it's causing like a lot of I don't want to say like, I think it's actually like a struggle, to be honest. Like it's not like easy is what I'm trying to say, because a lot of you guys, you're just used to one way. You've gotten so used to that one way. So I feel like this reading is trying to let you know that like it's okay to have that like disconnect from the light and the dark, like, you know, like not necessarily knowing like how to be in the light, not necessarily understanding like how to be the new you, in a sense, how to be this person that you're turning into, or this person that you're changing into. And like it's a transformation for sure, but I just think a lot of you guys are struggling with that, like, how do I go from one side of the table to a completely different side? Like, how do I go from this to that? Like, it doesn't even make sense to you, in a sense. But I just think that the divine wants you to know that like what you're doing, what you're creating right now, it's not only like important for the future, like obviously, but like it's okay to feel like I'm getting like a fish on land. Like it's okay to be like feeling like, okay, like I don't feel like I belong here, or I don't feel like comfortable. Like they don't want you to feel comfortable where you were. It's great that you were able to like master that darkness, in a sense, but now it's like time to master something different, and it's time to be in a totally different space. And it's okay that a lot of you guys are kind of feeling like, again, a fish on land, where it's like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Like I'm just flopping around. I think I'm like failing at this. Actually, you're not failing. You're not. Like, I don't know why. Like I'm getting that, like, you're not failing. You're not. You're gonna be okay. That's what I'm getting. You're gonna be okay in this like new environment that you find yourself into. I don't know who this is for, but I just want you to know like you're heading in the right direction, and it's okay that you feel a little bit like, again, like that fish. It's not like, it's like I'm hearing, it's not like you haven't been in the dark for like years, I'm getting. Now it's time to get into the light. I feel like the biggest thing is like with blame, it's like some of you guys might be saying like, well, it took me so long to get here. Like, how can I ever be different? And how will I ever change? And how will things ever, like, how can things not be the same for me if that's all I know? And I feel like that's just a lie that you're telling yourself. It's not real. It's something that like you told yourself in the past to get over shit, like to be able to be okay. It's like, well, you know, like it was a coping mechanism that now you need to let go. Now I'm getting something else with, I'm gonna gear it into like a lot of things. Like I'm not 100% sure. It's not that I'm 100% sure. It's that I think that the father in this can be like a masculine figure in someone's life that has created this darkness, or that has like been like something kind of a darkness, or it could be someone who has like this very like bipolar presence where it could be like a father who is very dark at times and very light at other times. It could just be like the way that you think of your father, like, you know, there's this darkness to them, but there's also this light. There's like this confusion with this personality, and that's what I'm getting. Like it could be a masculine energy in your life where there's like that, who brings a lot of darkness into your life, but who also brings a lot of light, and there is this like schism within this person, and it confuses you. And like I'm getting that for some of you, that like this whole darkness, the doorbell rang. It revolves maybe around a masculine figure, and for others of you, it has this darkness had to do with this masculine side of you, this masculine part of you. You know, the masculine is the part of you that does the action, right? The feminine receives, the masculine does. So I'm going to start first with like, if you're thinking of someone in your life specifically who is a masculine or who is a father figure, getting heavily like for someone, it is a father figure who like represented like a lot of darkness, but also represents a lot of light. And it's just a very confusing thing for whoever I'm speaking to, like that this person in your life brought your world into like the light, but also put you in the darkness. Like it's very confusing to whoever I'm speaking to. And I feel like if this person is still here, there will be a time for like a conversation with them, right? Because we have a blessing for the right words and a blessing for peace after a battle. So I feel like there will be a time when it will be the right time to speak to this person and kind of get the closure that you need. Maybe like you'll never be able to speak to this person, but maybe like writing down what you feel and what happened and what took place can like really benefit you. But I'm just getting like there will be peace now. And I feel like there are these people in our lives that bring like these, that like they're like, you can argue like they belong to this side, or you can argue they belong to this side. Like it's a very confusing thing. I just keep getting like someone's so confused about a person. If this person has passed away, I feel like this person wants you to be at peace with what happened. I feel like that person might have always struggled with the right words and might have struggled to like connect the way that they wanted to connect with you in this life. And I feel like they don't want you to keep blaming yourself for whatever took place. There's some sort of blame here. And I feel like that person, whoever it is that passed away, they don't want you to keep thinking about the past. And I feel like they're sorry. They're sorry for bringing you that darkness, or for opening up that side of you. I feel like there are no words, like there's nothing they can say to make things better for you, but they just don't want you to live in that darkness anymore. I feel like this person was supposed to be like a beacon of light. They were supposed to be like a figure that you could look up to, exactly like a father. But at the end of the day, like they ended up maybe failing you in some sort of way. And I feel like that's where they want to kind of apologize. I feel like there's a lot about communication in this. So again, if this is someone that you need to like get closure from, if this is like a boyfriend, if this is a father, if this is, you know, whoever this is, if this is just you and this masculine side of you that has been kind of steering you in the wrong direction, right? Like if this is just you and a battle amongst yourself, like a battle between you and you, then I feel like that side of you that is fighting you is kind of just letting go at this point. Is starting to like let go. It's like there always has to be a consciousness of this side of us. If this is like a battle within, there's always this other side of us, and instead of like, you know, that ego, that darkness within us, it's not something that ever goes away. So there has to be this consciousness of who that ego is, of what that ego does to us, of like what triggers that ego, of what really like makes that ego come into play. And it's an acceptance of the ego, not a rejection. We can't reject any part of ourselves. We can say like, okay, like I want to do things better next time, but like acknowledging what that presence is, and like it's like when you want to know your enemy, they say like to get close to your enemy, right? So if you want to know that dark side of yourself, it's not about rejecting it and running away from it. It's about getting really close to it, right? And accepting what that part of you is. And we all have this dark side, right? There's just so many things in this read. I'm sorry. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be super short, and I feel like I've been like here for a while. If you guys know my reads, I always like to look into this guidebook because I can't not look at it. The archetype book. It's just I have to look at it. Yeah, it says like the father is the champion and the failure. The father can never resolve or escape this duality. Witnessing the father's limitations allows the child to grow beyond the family and into the world. So for some of you guys, of course, it's accepting someone's limitations. It's accepting like who someone is. Again, it's always that like acknowledgement of this side. There is no way to like rid yourself of it. Again, if it's a father figure or a toxic partner, it's acknowledging who that person is and like for who they are and for who they will always be. And it's sad because like it reminds me of like an ex, you know. Like you can see like the potential of an ex. Like when you were dating that person, you saw like their potential, right? You saw like all this beauty within this person. But like maybe that person can never really be, you know, that light. Maybe they kind of, you know, you saw a glimpse of it, but it disappeared. Or maybe like it was there, it was present at one point, and then it never came back. That's something that I feel like we all struggle with when it comes to partners. When it comes to anybody, it's like seeing like that beauty within somebody and then it disappearing. That could be like the most devastating thing. But again, it's about bringing that into consciousness. Especially when it has to do with another person, right? Okay, let's look at your Divine Feminine. Sekhmet, the Red Lady. I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. So again, there's a lot about communicating, right? We have 2 and 4. 2, 4, 4. 6 minus 2 is 4. We have a 10 here, an ending. 6 minus 4 is 2. A lot of 2s, a lot of 4s. You'd be seeing a lot of 2s, you'd be seeing a lot of 4s. I feel like 4 to me is communication. 2 is about duality, which makes a lot of sense. Like I think this reading is about accepting the duality of people and also just accepting the duality within us of like who we are. Accepting the ego, accepting that like we can be this dark person at times and we can be this light person at times, accepting like that bipolar, I guess you want to say, like that, like how can it be this to that to this to that, like accepting the duality within us and accepting the duality within others. And I think for some of us it can get us very upset, it can anger us, it can bring something out in us that we didn't necessarily. I think a lot of us, if it's a part of us that we don't want to accept, I think it can anger a lot of us that's a part of us. or that will always be a part of us, or that whatever a person did to us, it will never go away, right? Like an experience that you had, it never disappears, right? It stays within your mind forever. And that's where like empathy comes in, and that's where understanding comes in, and that's where acknowledgement comes in, and that's where consciousness comes in, and that's where the light comes in, right? Because that's part of the light, like the understanding, the empathy, the forgiveness, right? And when I say communication, I mean like maybe you need to confront this person. Maybe you need to write down what you feel. Maybe you need to communicate this to this person. And if it's not this person, it's to yourself. And if this person is gone, then I feel like they're never truly gone, and they're listening. And they're like, if you want to have that conversation with me, then have that conversation with me. If it angers you, one day it won't. That's what I'm getting. Like one day it will stop being something that angers you. Or this person hopes that one day you will not feel angry anymore. But like the whole point of segment is that like there is a purpose for divine rage. There is a purpose for like this anger. Like it's not like it came out of nowhere. Do you know what I'm saying? So whatever happened here, whatever this is about, it's not like it wasn't expected. It's not like it's not something that like, I feel like it's fair. Like this anger is fair. And this anger should be like looked at, and this anger should be like, it's like someone screaming when something bad happens. Like that scream is not coming from nowhere. It comes from somewhere deep, and it deserves to be heard. So again, if you need to write, if you need to speak to someone, if you need to tell this person what you feel, like it's time for that. It's time for that conversation. And I feel like for some of you, like if you have this conversation, this person's still alive, or this is like, you might not get the answer that you expect from this person. But yeah, that's why I'm getting Padawan. So yeah, I love you guys. I hope this helps, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Just like, where the hell is it? Wow. Wow, pile number 2. It's just so funny because I was like, wow, there's so much green in here. There's like so much heart chakra in this, right? And I was like laughing because I was like, wow, like, I'm just getting a lot of heart chakra. And then like I see my archetype card, and it's the heart. So obviously we're going to be talking a lot for pile number 2. There's something going on with the heart right now. There's something going on with that chakra. If you need to do some meditations in that chakra, it could be saying like, oh, you need more healing in that area. It could say like you're releasing something in that area that was blocking you. Whatever change is happening right now in that heart chakra, I feel like it's opening you up, basically. It's opening you up for a new beginning in love, in all aspects of life. Like the heart, it doesn't only belong to like a romantic partner, right? It belongs to the world, your heart. Because when your heart is open, you give to everyone, right? Like you give to the animals around you, you give to the land around you, you give to the people around you. So like the heart opening up for whoever you are, pile number 2, I just keep hearing the word expansion. It's like someone's heart is growing. Not that like your heart can physically grow, but it's kind of reminding me of the Grinch, you know, like in the movie The Grinch, he says like, he starts to feel pain at the end of the movie. He's like, oh, like, like he starts to like scream because his heart is finally like growing and growing and growing, because he's showing, like the block, I guess, was like dissipated, and now he's like having like this, I guess, moment of love, and he hasn't felt like love in such a long time, and his heart just starts to like, it's basically like his heart starts working again, basically, right, in the Grinch. And I just kind of feel like that's what's going on right now. So like be ready. This could mean like romance is coming into your life. I feel like it has to mean that in a sense, even though you don't know when love is coming. And I don't want you guys to be focusing on that, because that's like the worst thing to do when you want love to come into your life. Like the worst thing to do is to focus on it. So don't focus on it. But whatever is happening right now in the heart chakra, it's actually preparing you for someone to come in. So maybe you've been through a lot of shit, and the change happening right now is like, you know, that change has helped your heart open, and with that opening comes a partner. Like, I just keep getting that. With that opening, something's going to come in. Like, when you open the door, something comes in through the door. You know what I mean? Like, you only close the door when you want to block, right? When you want to shield. So we're not shielding or blocking right now. We're opening up the door. So something's going to come in. And that's what I'm getting for you guys, pile number 2. Something's coming into your life. It's so interesting because the heart has this picture of 2 people in a boat, and I'm getting like, this could be the partner that you have for like the rest of your life. I'm getting like the Notebook. Yeah, and there's like 2 diamond rings. So for some of you guys, yeah, it's definitely like some sort of love is coming in for you guys. Yeah. I feel like pile number 1 was very heavy. I feel like this change that's happened for you guys, remember I said, like, when your heart opens up, it's not only like beneficial to you, you know, and to your partner, but it's beneficial to the world. And I feel like for you guys, if this isn't about like anything romantic, then this is about something that you're doing for others that's going to impact everyone. And when I say everyone, I mean like a ripple effect. Like, I was looking at something today, and I was like, you know, what is like really beneficial about this? Helping like 1 or 2 people, like, not this readings. I'm not talking about readings. I'm talking about like something that I was looking at online, and I was like, you know, what would be beneficial of me putting my time into this? Like, how many people can I potentially help doing this? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do something that like isn't really going to help people, right? Like, there's a lot of things that like your aim is to help people, and then you end up like not really helping anyone, or you become like part of the system that you don't want to be a part of. So that's kind of what I was thinking of. I was like, you know, like, is this actually going to be beneficial to people? Is this actually going to be like beneficial to me? And is this going to actually help people, or is this just me being a part of the system that I'm trying to break, right? So like, that was all like in my head. And I feel like for you guys, there's something systemic here that's breaking. So I don't know if it's like, you know, something systemic. When I mean systemic, I mean like generational in a sense. Some of you guys, like, to be honest, you might have had some like generational karma that you're breaking right now. And that could be like as simple as like, you know, everyone in your family, for as long as you can remember, has had like a specific problem. Like, maybe everyone in your family has been whatever, you know, like everyone in your family, you notice a pattern. Like, let's get that's what generational karma is, like a pattern in your family that you've been noticing, and it doesn't change, and it doesn't change, and it doesn't change, and you're just like, yo, I think you guys are supposed to be that change. Like, you're supposed to break that link. You're supposed to break that chain. There's something here. You have sharing. There is giving and receiving and receiving and giving, but it looks like there's like a family here. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like for a lot of you guys, there is something here that with that opening up of the heart comes the breaking of some sort of karma, or the breaking of like something. Again, it could just be the breaking of the block in your heart. Like, the block in your heart is gone, and that's what's breaking. But for a lot of you guys, I get like there's something generational here. Think of something, if a lot of you guys are like, wait, is it generational? Like, is there something that like on your mom's side or your dad's side that everyone did, like, or everyone does? And are you trying to change, and you're like realizing like, oh shit, I'm doing the same thing they're doing? Like, that's what they want you to change. And when I say change, I don't mean run away from. Like, you living like a hermit and being on your own doesn't make you the change. What makes you the change is being in, like, you see how this person's surrounded by all their family? It's like being with others, being with that family that gave you all that karma, and showing them how you broke it. Not just being like, oh, I'm gonna like move away and never see my family again, and that means I broke it. Like, for some of you guys, it will mean that, maybe like because of the toxicity of a family. But for a lot of you guys, I feel like it's more like, I'm coming to show you how to break it as well. Or I'm coming, and again, it could just be like to the world, like, helping others break shit that you've been able to break, right? You have a blessing on earth, of the earth. I feel like, yeah, like the earth wants to gift you something, but you have to give something to the earth as well. Like it's like, again, exactly, giving and receiving. Like there's a gift that they're going to give to you, but there's a gift that you have to give back. Like this heart opening is kind of like it's reminding me of a contract. Thinking of like the Little Mermaid when she signs her name on that paper and it's like you can't go back. Like this opening of this heart involves like an exchange with like a person can come in, but something also is coming out, and that's what I'm getting. So as soon as you can figure what's leaving or what's being broken or what's getting out, that's the quicker than when something can come in. A blessing on your wisdom. They're like, I really feel like with this wisdom card, they're like, you already know what it is. Like, don't be dumb. Like some of you guys are like going in circles and it's not that deep. It's like the answer's right there. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Whatever this block has been, it's reminding me of like someone who is skipping down the street, you know? Like they're just so happy. They're so content with life. Like I think life is going to gift you something, but there is an exchange happening. There's an exchange. Like it's not, I don't know why. It's not that it's not free, but it comes with the gift. Like the gift, I don't know how to explain it. It's reminding me of like when one thing passes, the other thing passes by. Like it works in tandem with one another. Is that even the right word? It works together. Like it's like it can't work alone, if that makes any sense. There's something that, again, like you have to bring maybe to your family, or you have to bring to your friend group, or you have to bring to someone after you're done. So let's just say, I don't know what happens first, like chicken or egg shit, but I just do see like there has to be some sort of an exchange. So remember, it's kind of reminding me of Holes, you know, like when he carries Madame Zeroni up the mountain. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but he has to remember to carry her up the mountain. Like, and he leaves and he's like, wait, what the hell? Like, I completely, like, he forgot to carry her up. So she gave him this gift and it was like, okay, but like one thing of this gift that you have to understand is like, you have to carry me up the mountain. He forgets to do that. There's something here that might be broken, like by you doing it. So whatever that is, I'm not sure what it is. There's something being broken here in your family. I'm getting that strongly. Some sort of generational thing. Let's see what your feminine is. Queen Esther, the morning star. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. They're saying like this couldn't have happened earlier. Some of you are upset about time. And that's an ego thing. Like, oh, it has to be this time, and it should have been at this time, and it should have been this way. Like, again, there's somebody here that's like mad that maybe it didn't happen sooner, or mad at like the timing that like the earth and the divine have. And it's like, unfortunately, everything is actually working for you. It's not unfortunate, but that's the reality. So like if you weren't ready at a certain time, it's not when we want it to be ready, it's when the divine thinks we're ready. So a lot of you guys like, this would have been so much better if this would have happened 3 years ago. I'm just getting somebody say that, like, oh, this would have been so much better if it happened. No, it wouldn't have been better because you would have not been ready at that time. That's what I'm getting. You would not have been ready, and whatever is coming your way, you're ready for now. 31, making a 4. You're ready now. You need to like let go of the constructs of the ego telling you like it had to be this way. And something about ego, it might be tied to your family. Something like that's obvious about your family or about the people you surround yourself with that you don't wish to see. Like your ego's what might be blocking the real view of these people. So like try to look at these people from a fresh perspective, or try to look at even yourself with a fresh pair of eyes. Don't let the ego like taint the view or like make things not what they are. Like, you know what they are. there's wisdom here. Like, there's something about wisdom here. Like, you know what it is. There's definitely like something generational though. I keep getting like, I heard like somebody made a deal a long time ago, and now like the deal can be broken. And if you know anything about Queen Esther, she is someone who saves a lot of lives. She saves like the Jewish people by marrying a king. I forget his name. The king was going to like kill all the Jews, and she marries him and says like, no, like those are my people, please don't kill them. And because of her, she saves everybody. It's kind of like, you know, this contract that she made, like she gave her life up basically for her people. And I'm getting like you won't have to give up your happiness. Like whatever you have to share, it's not gonna, like, for some reason I feel like you're saying, oh, like if I share and I do what I'm supposed to do and I do right maybe by my family, that I'm not gonna get what I want from this person. Like both of these can't work together, and the divine's saying they can. Like the only way one will work is if the other is working as well. So there's something here that someone's like, well, they can't work together, and I'm telling you they can. Just like for some reason I'm getting like, it's not going to be like Queen Esther. It's not going to be like she did get what she wanted. She saved her people, but like you're saying, oh, maybe she had to marry someone she didn't really like. Like I'm getting like, it's not going to be like that for you. It's not like the ultimate sacrifice. Like these two things worked together. I was like rushing through. I just want to read the heart. I mean, I don't feel like I'm rushing, but like I just didn't look at the heart, and I want to look at the heart. Expansive, knowing, gentle clarity, the home, the center, the throne. It says, it is common for us to leave this center without realizing it, as the world, with its seductive twists and turns, offers us frequent departure. We may even become a stranger to the landscape of the heart, leaving it vacant for long stretches of time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children or animals. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life, past the layers of life's tangles and knots, and enter the wild and sacred center of the self. The most precious throne in the galaxy is awaiting your return. This is just for somebody else, but a lot of you guys might have to be careful with your heart and the health of your heart. So and I don't mean like romantically, I mean like be careful, like if you need to go to the doctor, go to the doctor. Like like with wisdom, it's like you know what you can and can't do anymore. Like I'm just getting this, you know what you can and can't do. So like you know your health and like what you can and cannot do. I just lost like my train of thought, or whatever was coming to me like got left. But I guess that's all it was. I don't even remember what I was saying. You know what you can and cannot do. There's something you know you can and cannot do. A lot of it is like has to do with the health of your heart, like the actual health of your heart, like going to the doctor and just like running or like doing whatever you need to do for your heart. For some of you guys, you know exactly what's going to lead you away from your heart. There's just a lot here about the heart. Like open up your heart chakra, keep it open. You know what closes it. You know what puts you in danger of closing your heart. So don't let that tempt you. And that's what I'm getting, guys. So that's what I'm getting for pile number 2. I would expect like somebody to be coming into your life if you are single, and if you have somebody already, then I expect that they're kind of letting you know, like, make sure you keep your heart open no matter what. No matter like what's going on, like this is the key, your heart. If you close it, and you know what closes it, you know. And maybe your ego is what closes it, and they're kind of like, be careful with that shit. And then remember about the exchange that I was telling you. There is some sort of exchange happening, or some sort of end of some sort of karma, generational karma. Just make sure you understand that, and make sure you're on top of this. And make sure you understand the exchange is happening, that there's no like, it's not like a golem type thing, like it's all mine. Like there has to be an exchange. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. I love you, pile number 2. I hope this helps, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. All right, pile number 3. Let's go. Wow. It's funny, I'm getting a lot of throat chakra with all this blue. And then like my dog just started barking. So there has to be something here, you guys, with your you're speaking, throat chakra, especially blessing of air. Air is like communication. Yeah, and a 2 and a 4. All these reads, it's so weird, but 2 and 4 is like in every single read. 2 and 4, 2 and 4. Even here, 13. The womb is number 46. All right. My dog is still barking, but we're going to keep going because he's not alone upstairs. Like, there's someone up there. So, let's see. We have false beliefs with the womb, with service, a blessing of the air, and a blessing on your family. False beliefs. Once the untruths that we believe about ourselves are illuminated, so are the ways we can release the false limitations they confine us to. For pile number 3, I feel like for pile 1, there was like a very specific thing, and pile number 2, there's a very specific thing. And for this pile, I want to say there's like this all-around transformation happening. So like a lot of the times when we think of like a change, right? Like it could be like maybe one specific change that we go through that kind of flips everything upside down and like makes us like flat on our ass, be like, whoa, what was that? Like now I'm like completely like disoriented. I don't know what the hell happened. Just like one little thing. But for this pile, I feel like this transformation is like everything is changing. It could be like everything has changed. Like it's not one thing that changed. It's not two things that changed. It's so many things. It's so many things. It's encompassing so many things. And they want you to know like that's for a reason. Like I'm getting just a complete, like they wanted everything to be flipped upside down for you guys, changed all around. Like I'm getting from the root to the top of your head. And it's interesting because this card goes from the root to purple, and purple is the, you know, the crown chakra. So like the change, the transformation that's happening, it's from the root to the crown. And like if you look at the colors, it even makes sense. We have heart here, we have throat here, we have root here, we have crown here, and we have sacral, and we have, why can't I remember the yellow one? Whatever, I'm like, my words are not coming to me, but the yellow one. So yeah, like every chakra is basically here. I think the change is coming from like what you're releasing, right? Like what's being released in your life is these false beliefs for pile number 3. These false beliefs that have been holding you back. So for a lot of you guys, whatever you were holding on, and that's what I'm kind of getting with this black ball here. There's a pearl in the middle of it, but like in reality, I'm getting like you've been living in this black ball. Like you're not at the center where the pearl is. You're like in the black ball here. And all you kept doing was just like coming, like you were just in this black ball, like you were not leaving the black ball. You were like kind of, and I'm not getting like, it's like pile number 1, they like were in a hole in a sense. I kept getting that like in the dark. I'm not getting that for you. I'm just getting like, it's something to do with your mind. It's something to do with like the way your brain was working at the time with the false beliefs. It was like, it was all coming from you. It's like your perception on something was the only thing keeping you in this black. Like there was actually no limitations. There was actually nothing like holding you but yourself. So pile number 3, I feel like the false beliefs is what's being taken out of your life. And I'm kind of getting like, I picture like a string and like everything just collapsing. Like it's like with this one string that I pull, the whole thing collapses or collapsed. And I don't know if it's something someone said to you. I don't know if it's like a thought, like you saw a movie and like everything kind of changed. It was just like this one simple thing that had to happen for like the whole like dam to break or the dam to burst. That's what I'm saying. And I honestly think like with this like releasing of the false beliefs comes like this imaginary, this beautiful life that you're going to invent for yourself. So like there was a limitation that you put on yourself, that you placed on yourself. Like, I'm not good enough for this. I'm too whatever for this. It was something like so small. And like something came and shattered that. And if it hasn't happened, it's going to happen. I kind of feel like it happened already. But something's going to come and shatter that, and you're going to have this like reawakening, you're going to have this transformation. I'm just getting like it comes from the root to the crown. Like all those things that you believed, or that thing that you believed that was like constricting you, goes away, and your life just opens up like a flower. Like I'm looking at her head, and I'm looking at all the flowers, and like you're about to bloom, pile number 3. Like everything in your life, it's not only going to change, but like it's going to bloom. Like things are going to blossom. Like, you know, we're in fall, and I feel like, or we're about to be in fall, and like it's going to be a time of harvest. It's going to be a time of like all these things happening for you. And I feel for a lot of you, it's things that like are beyond your wildest dreams. Like with the unicorn here, I'm just getting like what you dreamed of, what you thought like you could never have, you're going to have. And it's actually like the craziest thing because a lot of you guys, their false beliefs kept you closed. Like they kept you in this bubble. And it's like it kept you in this little black thing, and you just kept going in circles. That's all I'm getting. Like you just were going in circles for such a long time. And now like so many things are going to be birthed from you, like from you specifically. All these things are going to be created, and I'm getting it's like it has to do with your fantasies. It has to do with like what you dream of, like what your dreams are. It's going to be even bigger than that. Like it's not even things that you can imagine, pile number 3. That's what I'm getting. So like let's just say a lot of you guys, like, you want to have, like, this flower. Like, now I'm getting that you're going to get, like, a garden. Like, not like a garden that's, like, 2 to 3 feet, but, like a garden that's, like, acres long. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how big this fantasy land that you're about to enter is. I keep getting, like, all you did was constrict yourself, but all this was always possible for you. And now it's like the right time because you're letting go of these false beliefs. And I don't know how many false beliefs you hold or carry for yourself, but whatever they are, for some of you, the owl's like very important. There's an owl on her shoulders. For some of you, it's elephants. There's like tusks here. So I'm getting elephants and owls. But for whoever this is, it's really a time of just helping yourself, because in one day you will be able to help others. I think a lot of you guys want to get into service and you want to be of service of others, and like the universe is going to put shit in your hand so that you can help others. So like don't worry right now about the service part. That's what I'm getting. Like the service will come once you're already in your garden, once you already have like that acre of garden that you wanted. Again, you're starting off with like a seed. You're starting off with like one little flower, but that one little flower is going to turn into a whole garden. And once you have that garden, then you'll be of service of others. So there's no need to like stress about like, oh, am I going to be able to help others? Or, oh, I want to start helping others right now. Like you can always help others, but right now it's like, I know like this is like close to your heart, or whatever you're going to work on or whatever you're going to get into is going to be very close to your heart, and like you're going to help others no matter what. So like that's not something that you have to like necessarily worry about right now. Now is more of like the time to like worry about yourself. I know that kind of sounds like selfish, but I just think like the service is something that's going to come like hand in hand with this, whatever you're building. It's like I don't know how to explain it, but it's like let's just say you want to create an oasis for animals and you don't know how to do it, but like you plant that one flower and then you get that garden, and then like you have that oasis for the animals. You know what I'm saying? And like it was not something that you had to think about. It just happened simultaneous, and that's kind of what I'm getting with service. Like service will come. The helping of people will come. I'm getting like if you build it, they will come. If you guys know that reference, like everything's gonna come. It's gonna be placed in your hand, basically. The service part. Right now it's about getting to work with the bead that I see here. It's like, you know, getting to work on what your dreams are, and just know that like what you're about to create is going to be better, even better than you imagined. Pile number 3. Like that's why I just keep getting like fantasy. Like it's going to be better than what you dreamed of. Like you can't imagine how good it's going to be. You can't even dream of how good it's going to be. It's going to be even better than that. That's why I keep getting. Whatever was holding you back doesn't exist anymore. Like you're breaking free of that. And you're going to have your garden. You're going to have your oasis. You're gonna have your fantasies come to like reality, and you wanting to help others is a very big part of what you want to do. But that's gonna come, like, I think a little later on. So that's not something you really have to worry about right now. It's like getting your shit settled. And again, like, it's coming from a seed. It's starting small, and it's gonna grow, and it's gonna grow, and it's gonna grow. So just be patient with yourself and be patient with like the timeline here, okay? Let's look at the womb, and then we'll look at your divine feminines. I'm getting a lot of air, so you could be an air sign. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Everything has an origin story. The womb asks us to contemplate the beginning, beyond the beginning, the mother beyond the mother. In a world that often negates the power and necessity of feminine principles, this card returns us to the warmth, tenderness, and sacred intelligence from which we came. It's a card of receiving, not achieving, of accepting love from the mother of us all. No matter how lost you are, the womb awaits your return to help you heal and grow. This card is a call to keep things simple, to return, to be reborn in the name of love. I love this. We are within it as we were. It is beyond gender, beyond time. We are within it as it is within us. So it's a time of warmth. It's a time of love. It's a time of harmony. It's a time of nourishment. A lot of you with origin, I'm getting, you're starting something. You're starting something. You have an idea for something, and it's just going to keep growing, and it's going to grow, and it's going to grow, and it's going to help a lot of people. So like, don't give up on what your dream is. And again, what you imagine is like, it's gonna, let's just say it's at a number 1 or 2, what you imagine, what is gonna be created for you is gonna be in like the millions. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, again, like maybe you just wanted to help 1 or 2 people, and like you end up helping millions. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like whatever this is, it's gonna help a lot of people. Okay? You have 2 divine feminines, and it's interesting because you do have the womb, which is the principle of the divine feminine, right? You have Ariadne, mistress of the labyrinth. My soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. See, a lot of you guys were, I kept saying this, and that's exactly what you were in. You were in a maze. That's what like I get with this black. Like, I think this black is symbolic of like cells and shit, like honestly. But what I'm getting with this in the maze is like, that's what this was. And I remember I said like one little string pulls it and everything kind of like collapses. Like, I'm getting, I don't know if that was for you with the last reading, but there's something about a string I think I did in this reading. Anyway, there is a string in this picture. But yeah, the maze, like I just keep getting the maze. Like, you were in a maze, like you couldn't escape the maze for the longest time. You were just in the maze, like you couldn't find the door. You were in the labyrinth, right? And like it wasn't clicking. There's something that has clicked, like just I was literally gonna say there's something in you that has clicked. It's time to like go for it. And then you have the Kini, the enlightened feminine. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. Exactly. Something has clicked, right? And the only way to start over again is to go with that gut, is to go with what has clicked. What that gut instinct is what got you out of the maze and what's going to bring you into like the future, basically, right? So like, it's time to go with that gut instinct. It's time to go with that feeling that you're getting. It's time to understand that I feel like you've made your way out of the maze. If you were wondering like, where was I this whole time? You were in the maze. You were trying to figure it out. You were in the labyrinth, right? And your soul knew the way the entire time. And I don't want to talk about the maze because I feel like this reading is not about the maze. Like, yes, we all have to come from something, but at the end of the day, like, this reading is more about like where you're going. And I feel like that's why Dakini is here. The enlightened feminine, like, look at the word enlightenment. Like, there's something that has changed you. From the bottom of your body to the top of your body, you can't go back. And the only thing that can guide you right now is your intuition. Okay, pile number 3. So I love you guys. I hope this helps. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.